Disclaimer: the following narrative is based on open source reports and public claims.
They said this would be the breakthrough. They said Russian lines were fragile. They said momentum had shifted. But the battlefield doesn't care about optimism. Ukraine launched its offensive with confidence. The objective was clear: reclaim lost territory. Territory internationally recognized as Ukrainian. Regions like Kherson Oblast, Zaporizhzhia Oblast, Donetsk Oblast. On maps, the arrows looked decisive. On television, analysts spoke of a window of opportunity. From podiums, promises were repeated. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy vowed every inch would be taken back. But on the front line, reality was different. Ukrainian forces moved forward. Infantry, armored vehicles, artillery support behind them. Before reaching Russia's main defensive belt, they were already slowing down. Minefields, not one layer, not two, but deep, multi-layered fields. Each vehicle attempting to breach became a target. Drones hovered overhead, artillery locked in coordinates. Advance turned cautious. Caution turned into hesitation. Hesitation turned into stagnation. This is where the equation shifted. Units from the Russian armed forces did not simply sit and wait. They maneuvered, fast, coordinated, backed by heavy artillery. The moment a gap appeared, they moved in. The moment Ukrainian positions were exposed, they struck. FPV drones flew low, hunting vehicles, hunting mortar teams, hunting supply routes. The counterattacks weren't flashy. They were methodical, relentless, exhausting. And in a war of attrition, consistency beats spectacle. Supporters abroad spoke of a turning point, of Russian collapse, of inevitable breakthroughs. But on the ground, that collapse never came. No dramatic unraveling of Russian defenses, no large-scale panic, no sweeping armored breakthrough. Instead, some Ukrainian units began pulling back. Tactical withdrawals, yes, but withdrawals nonetheless. Positions taken at high cost, abandoned to avoid even greater losses. Not because of lack of courage, not because morale collapsed, but because holding ground became too expensive. This is not 2022 anymore. This is not maneuver warfare. This is not lightning advance. This is industrial war, ammunition war, drone war. Every day, hundreds of drones are launched by both sides. Every day, artillery speaks louder than propaganda. In this kind of war, who has the advantage? Not the side with better headlines, not the side with stronger rhetoric, but the side with deeper stockpiles, stronger production capacity, greater endurance. Ukraine faces real constraints: troop rotation fatigue, dependence on foreign military aid, periodic ammunition shortages. Promises of support often move faster than actual deliveries. War does not wait for logistics. When supplies slow down, the front line feels it first. There is a gap between messaging and battlefield conditions. Narrative: Russia is weakening. Reality: in several sectors, Russian defenses remain intact. Narrative: a major breakthrough is imminent. Reality: front lines shift in meters, not miles. Narrative: victory is only a matter of time. Reality: time itself becomes the pressure point. Being pushed back does not equal total defeat, but it is not victory either. It signals that early calculations may have been overly optimistic. that the cost of breakthrough exceeded expectations. In multiple sectors, Russian motorized units stabilized the line. Applied pressure forced Ukrainian forces to regroup, and regrouping in modern warfare often means stepping back. This conflict has become a contest of endurance. Who runs out of ammunition first? Who runs out of manpower first? Who loses political backing first? It is no longer purely about moral high ground. It is about structural resilience. And structural resilience favors preparation over hope. Can Ukraine still reclaim its territory? Possibly, but not through rhetoric alone. It requires industrial capacity, reliable logistics, strategic patience. And for now, in several sectors, the offensive has not delivered the decisive breakthrough that was promised. Ukrainian forces have been pushed back from advanced positions. Russian defensive lines remain largely intact. The war continues. No sweeping victory, no sudden collapse, just grinding attrition. This is not a story of rapid triumph. It is a story of prolonged conflict. And prolonged conflicts are not won by optimism alone.